You can't catch me. He's good, isn't he? You don't have to say anything. Just nod or shake your head. Do you run? Are you a runner? Not really. So if I ran away. Are you a fighter? I'd kill you dead. Oh, he's frightened now. God, I've never felt more masculine. I've got a weapon as well. I actually thought I was going to do it then. No, I like you, Leon. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I love my gardening. I'm always posting about it. And it's always sort of needlessly offensive posts, just this sort of thing. I just call them all slags. Big-titted slags. This is a squash, looks like an upside-down chode with a baggy foreskin. I know what that looks like because I've met your dad. Just needlessly offensive posts. And which part of Birmingham are you from? Walsall. Gutter trash. Oh, my word. Hell, I will be slagging you off later on in the show. Don't worry about it. Have you travelled from Walsall for the show? Oh, thank you. Did you get the train? I heard the trains were quite bad. It was fine. It was all right. Oh, lovely. So did you get on the fast one, on the Virgin one, or did you? No, you didn't. The cheap, the Chiltern. Proper gutter trash, this lot. Lovely aircon on the Chiltern, though, isn't it? Lovely. I do that journey a lot. I wasn't going to start the show with this, but here we are now. Another thing I did, which I really recommend, I did loads of this, and it's really good for anyone's mental health, and it's really simple. All you do is troll Alan Sugar. It's so simple. Alan Sugar, I'm sure you know who he is, a billionaire. He's, you what? Sorry, Lord Alan Sugar. That's the lawyers over there. It's Lord, actually, I think you'll find. Yes, Lord Wanker Alan Sugar. He's a billionaire, he's hosted The Apprentice, and at the start of lockdown, people were losing their jobs, their lives, it was an awful time. He posted this to Twitter. This is him next to his private jet during a global pandemic. Collected the new plane today, flew it down from Knoxville to Pompano Beach. I thought, you're not reading the room here, Alan. So I replied to this tweet and I said, drove my Ford Fiesta home base today, but you don't see me tweeting about it. Either way, I'm horny, how about you? This started an absolute flirt fest with Alan Sugar because he replied to this. He said, but you did tweet it, you double-barrel He thinks I'm a princess. That opened the floodgates to me flirting with him every morning in lockdown, sending this sort of thing. Good morning, my little Lord Sugar Puff. I mean, I did so many. I sort of lost my mind, really, but I did it because I think he's a twat. I think he's lost it. I think he's a bellend. And I think he'll die before me, but if he doesn't, I don't want him to win. And I thought about this. I was like, how do I win against Alan Sugar in death? And I solved this problem. And what I've done is I've rewritten my will. This is my actual will. This is page 2. If you look at section 6, Alan Sugar gets the Ford Fiesta. Give me a cheer if you feel like you've travelled the furthest. Where have you travelled from? The woman who put her hand up. That's what I'm looking at. You weren't expecting a follow-up question, were you? I'm going to come down to your level. Not intellectually, of course. Hello there. Don't panic, it'll all be fine. What's your name? Hello, Flora. And who are you here with, Flora? Are you courting? Banging. When did you start banging? It's the first date. No, is it actually? And you're this trashed. Jesus. Is it a Tinder or is it like... It is, oh, okay. Well, this is being immortalised on my DVD, you realise. So, I hope you marry. If you get married, I'm coming to the wedding. We're all coming, aren't we? We're going to have a lovely time. Maybe have a glass of water in the interval. I'm worried about you, Flora. As a result of these posts, I was asked to do an interview with Gardener's World magazine. The most gentle Middle England publication you could ever hope to find. And I did this lovely interview with them, and they said afterwards, they said, oh, we need a high-resolution picture of you in the garden for the magazine. And I said, well, I don't have one. And they said, can you get one? I was like, it's locked down, I live on my own. But I got this camera, and I set it up on a little timer, and I got this picture, which I think is quite sweet, really. It's quite, I know, bless, I know, it's lovely. And they said, oh, it's lovely. Who took the photo? For a laugh, I said it was Lisa Scott-Lee from Steps. I don't know why I chose Lisa Scott-Lee. I'm sat on some steps, maybe it was subconscious, I don't know. Magazine comes out, they printed her in the magazine. She lives in Dubai. And now, whenever she posts to Instagram, this is her saying Steps got to #1 in the charts, she credited me as the photographer.
And here we are. So I've gone with this number. Welcome along. I'm so thrilled that you're all here and there's all these bloody cameras everywhere. Thank you so much for coming. This is extraordinary. There's so many of you. It's lovely. Who are you here with, Sarah? Is this your friend? Hello, Jess. Hello, nice to see you, Jess. Are you well?
I'm great.
Are you eating well? Are you hydrated? What are you drinking? 2 Heinekens. Oh my God, look at these basic bitches down here on the I like it though, 2 Heinekens. I'd love to have a drink. I might have one later. I feel like I've got stuff to do now. And then I'll have one later.
Yes, lockdown got in the way of doing stand-up. I was meant to do this tour a lot sooner. And I had my jab. This is me having my jab. And the nurse said, oh, do take a photo and put it on Instagram. We're trying to promote the vaccine. She hadn't considered I might put a caption with it. I put, just wanted a Tuesday afternoon strippogram, and now I'm hooked on meth. And then underneath, this post was sponsored by Microsoft, Shoezone and Screwfix. All the anti-vaxxers are out in force. Someone called me a foot soldier of tyranny. I love that. That's going on the posters next year. Someone else said, idiot, I bet he was paid thousands for this and didn't even take the vaccine. You got me there. Shoezone did pay me thousands. Fair play. I get it. It was scary to have the vaccine. A friend of mine was absolutely terrified.
What do you do? What are your prospects? Oh no, I wasn't asking you, Flora. I feel like you've got lots of prospects. You're a psychotherapist. Okay, what do you do? You make stuff in China. He's a drug dealer, isn't he? He's a drug dealer. Good luck to you, Flora. What's your name, man that makes stuff in China? Paul. Paul and Flora. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Feels like a lasting relationship, I feel. Have you just... How long have you both been single? I feel like we're on Love Island now. How long have you both been single? Flora? 3 years? 2 years? Okay. 6 months? Okay. So about time, yeah, it's ready to, yeah. I've been single for about 2 years. Ready to fuck all of you.
About 4 years ago, a friend of mine, she doesn't live in Birmingham, she said, oh, I've got this new boyfriend, and I'd love you to meet him, he's called Greg. And I said, oh, they were coming to Birmingham. I said, why don't you pop round for drinks and nibbles? Or as Boris calls it, national lockdown. Bit of fun there, bit of old school fun there. And they came round, and I've got to be diplomatic about what I say about Greg, because they're still together. I don't like him. If he was a noise, he'd be, just a grey-suited alpha bellend, and he came into my house, and the first thing you see when you come into my house is a painting of a pride flag, and he immediately, literally just met him, he went off on one, he was like, oh, God, this they-them nonsense, for God's sake. There's a bloke at work that wants to be called they-them. It's he or she, isn't it? I was like, we've been very comfortably calling a grown man Pitbull for the last 20 years. We can deal with it of they and them. There's a man called The Edge, and we've all been fine with that. I'd like to meet The Edge and wank him off just to the point of completion.
Mike Blair, where are you? Pickle 246. Where is he? Right at the back. Quite right. Let's have a look at your profile. 22 years old, Arsenal. You're an Arsenal fan. Hey! Hey! Do you watch the game, geezer? Great squad, wasn't it? Great squad. Lovely squad. Was there a game today? I don't know. I have no idea. You like tennis, food, and travelling. Lovely. Mike sent in Benedict Cumminhurst snatch. So that's great bit of lad banter, that movie.
This is A is for anal. I've been working on it for a while. It's a very simple concept in many ways. Very simple concept. Teach your child the alphabet and gay sex is a very simple concept. David Walliams gave me a quote which is so nice and you didn't have to do that. So lovely of David Walliams. And we could play this together, boys and girls. Shout out, what do we think B is for, boys and girls? Balls. Well done, it is balls. It gets trickier. What do we think C is for? CBT, lovely thought. No, it's not, but there's no wrong answers here. Anyone else?
Cock cage!
Cock cage? It's not cock cage, but it could be a cock cage. Yeah, no, I'll give it to you. It's cupping another bloke's balls. That's what it is. What do we think D's for, boys and girls? Dark room. There's some queers in. There we go. Some of you might need to Google that is later. Some confused straight people looking at me there. What's a dark room? Just go to it. There's a place called Bolts that I'd recommend. Anyway,
Something rather Mel and Sue. Somebody's put Bell and Pooh. This one's really nice. Where's Dave Moore? Dave Moore. Tweet time, Dave? Where are you? You up top there as well? You only sent one in, Dave. You haven't given much information on your profile either. You've got 92 followers. The last thing you did was retweet Jonathan Ross. This isn't a Jonathan Ross-based tweet. What do you do, Dave? A finance analyst. Gosh, it's boring people up there, isn't it? Where do you live, Dave? In Kent. Oh. Mixed response from the room for Kent. People down here not sure they like Kent. But then some other people over there love it. Hey, it takes all sorts, doesn't it? You sent in, Dave, Tess sucks off your dad daily. That's really nice. Really lovely work. Round of applause for Dave. Lovely stuff. Daily. Sucks off your dad daily.
might be my favourite joke in the show, that. Just because you have to finish it off yourselves. It's so neat. It's so neat. And Greg's wandering around my house, and he's an estate agent, Greg, and he was treating the whole thing like it was a valuation, going into all the rooms, going, And he went into the kitchen, which looked like this at the time. Perfectly nice, usable kitchen. There were issues with it. It had plaster that was falling away a bit. There was an outhouse at the back with an asbestos roof, but perfectly nice, usable kitchen. And he went into that room, and he went, how much you pay for this place? And I told him, and he went, what, for this? And I said, yeah. And he went, no. You've overpaid there. 20, 30 grand too much, I'd say. And I was so annoyed because he's absolutely right. I'm terrible at negotiating, and I checked with a friend of mine who's an estate agent as well after he'd left, and she said, yeah, he's probably right, 20, 30 grand too much, but it doesn't matter in the long run, does it? You love the house, you don't want to leave, it doesn't matter. I was like, it does matter, because Greg cannot win. So I've spent the last 4 years trying to get my house price up simply to fuck off Greg.
I love Zoe Ballbag from Fraser, that's good. Where is Fraser, actually? Stand up, Fraser C04. Where are you? Hello, Fraser. 103 followers. 104 now, I'm following you. And I will follow you home. You sent in Joe Likes Dick. Thanks, mate. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Just like it. I'm not in love with it. I like a dick. I like a dick. Thanks, Fraser. Round of applause for Fraser.